Hello, 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 beautiful people, beautiful animals, beautiful aliens. Aliens, people, whatever you are, whatever you want to be. If you want to be a tree, if you want to be a rock, if you want to be a cucumber. No sexual innuendo, you can be that. And hello, hello, hello. Okay, so today, as you can see from the title, I watched Marksman last night. It's kind of a spontaneous, that's the word I'm looking for. Spontaneous movie viewing. I was out with my mates at Pancake Parlor and we decided to fuck it. Why not see a movie? And they chose Marksman, didn't know what it was. Wasn't really interested. I'm not the biggest fan of Liam Neeson, and he's the main actor in this film. So The Marksman came out in 2021. It's a thriller action. It came out on the 21st of January within Australia. It's a 1 hour and 48-minute movie. The description is Jim is a former Marine, which is played by Liam Neeson. Neeson, I feel like I'm saying that wrong. But he lives a solitary life as a rancher along the Arizona-Mexican border. But his peaceful existence soon comes crashing down when he tries to protect a boy, Mexican boy, on the run from former members of the cartel. Oh boy. This movie was fucking terrible. Also, I do spoilers. I don't do non-spoiler reviews. I'm lazy. I can't be fucked, and I'm lazy. Plus, I find it boring as fuck. Okay. First and foremost, yeah, fucking terrible. But my favorite actress was in this, Catherine Winnicki. I think that's how you pronounce it. But she's Lagertha from Vikings. I love her so fucking much. In this, she's actually pretty good too, but they didn't use her to her full potential. She was more so the side character, not in the forefront of a lot of the scenes. Not too many emotional scenes, not much action from her. She just popped in and out, probably only got like 8 minutes screen time at the most throughout the whole fucking movie. It was mainly about the boy, the Mexican boy, and Liam Neeson's character. Neeson. That sounds so wrong, I don't know why. But this movie was really, really boring. It dragged on. It didn't feel like an hour and 48. It felt like a fucking 3-hour movie, 4 hours even. I was bored the whole way throughout. It was cringy. It was cheesy. It was mundane and boring. I love the scenes of just them talking to each other. One scene specifically, they were eating burgers 2 times in this movie, and it was just them talking back and forth. Took about 20 minutes total, maybe. Felt like that anyway. They weren't doing any talking of significance, like they didn't do any character building, they didn't do anything that added to the story. They're just eating fucking hamburgers. So they could have cut that out like that, and it wouldn't have made a difference to the whole movie. Basically, it starts off with this family in Mexico. The uncle does some shady shit with the cartel, so the mother and son have to escape. They try and cross the border. They successfully get through the fence. They get chased by the cartel. Liam's character, Jim sees he almost runs them over driving his car, and he decides, I guess, to protect them and save them. He shoots the cartel, kills the main villain's brother, which very stereotypical and tropey. The villain wants to kill him back because he killed my brother. And also, he wants to get revenge. He's a soldier. He wants to get revenge. So nothing about this movie was really surprising. It was very predictable. And a lot of things didn't make sense. So Liam's a former Marine. He doesn't have a girlfriend because he doesn't want to be bothered and stuff. His partner died, oh no, from cancer. Just to sidetrack quickly, a lot of this film tries to be really emotional and hit you with some sad music and some hard-hitting dialogue and scenes. But at the point where they do these emotional scenes, you don't give a fuck about the characters. Maybe I'm a no-feeling psychopath, but I didn't care. I didn't care that his wife died because I didn't know who she was. I had no picture of her, didn't even know her fucking name. I didn't care when the Mexican mother died because, again, she was only on the screen for 2 minutes and so I had no relationship with her, just a random person dying. I felt just as much for her as the cartel's brother dying, which is a fucking evil prick. So yeah. They're trying to do an emotional scene with the boy. Again, I don't really give a fuck. With the uncle, again, I don't give a fuck. So none of the emotional scenes hit me. They weren't acted well. I didn't feel the emotion, and they were done way too early in the film for me to care. Also, the music and the visuals in this movie was done pretty fucking poorly. Some weird scenes. One of the scenes specifically where the boy was Miguel. Is his name? Sorry, just pops up in my head. Miguel is the Mexican boy that Jim is protecting. So Miguel is running away fucking 5 times from Jim in this film. It was done fucking way too much. It triggered me. It was like, okay, he's running away again. Jim, okay, whatever, cool. He's running away, and the camera does this weird, like, spinny thing around Miguel. It doesn't make sense. The directing choices weren't ideal, and the editing was pretty shit. There was one scene they were eating in a pub, and the screen just faded in and faded out. It was like 5 days later, no, 5 hours, sorry, later. And throughout the movie, they have like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to give you some sense of time, but didn't really serve a purpose in this film. Not sure why they chose to do that. The other main issues with this film is the characters are fucking stupid. Jim steals Miguel from the police station. Like that. It's easy. He just walked in, said, "Oh, call my daughter Sarah, who's a detective, and she confirmed this," and didn't even check, didn't even bother watching him. He just picked them up and walked out of the police station like it was nothing. Pretty poor. And with the fucking like FBI, presumably they can have any contacts they want. They would be able to trace him down. They know his number plate. They'd have police cars set up at every freeway exit or anything like that. So it's a bit unbelievable that the cartel can track him. But the police can't. They didn't even think to look up his credit card. Like, it seems like a very basic, simple thing to do. Yeah, it's just confusing. In one of the scenes, the cartel people go to a petrol station. It's a fucking one-way road. And they go to this police station, and he shoots this girl to find out which direction he went. And hacks the security camera. Like, yep, they're going straight ahead, northwest, northeast or northwest, whatever it was. But isn't it kind of given that they're going in that direction? It's a one-way road, and it's one direction, so didn't make a lot of sense. Interesting part in this film is that the police are corrupt, but the bad part is they don't go into detail about how they're corrupt, who corrupted them, and what leverage they have against them. Are they corrupt because they have their family? I know who your brother is, I know where your mother lives. If you don't listen to me, I'll kill them. Or is it a money thing? I'll give you $100,000 a year if you do anything I want. I would like to see a little bit more in depth about how the police are intertwined with the cartel and their relationships. Also, the cartel just go through America, just shooting and doing anything they want, free, willy-nilly. They use fake passports, which is very obvious they're fake because it's a female old lady and he's a white Mexican man. Doesn't make sense that they'll be let through unless they're corrupt, but they didn't make it specifically clear. But again, I'll let that pass. That was a very small, minute thing. What else? Oh, yes, Liam's character is a very old fucking man. All his acting in this film was like a blank plank. It was fucking boring, it was terrible, and nothing was believable. I felt like I was just reading the lines like, I need to protect this boy. No, my dog. Like, it was just not emotional, I didn't feel it, it wasn't acted well, it was very monotone and neutral throughout the whole fucking movie. He's shit in this film. I liked him in Taken and some other films, but this one, it's a no from me. There were some good action scenes in the last 10 minutes that kind of made it a little bit interesting, but the rest of the film didn't have me at all. What I also didn't like is the final battle. There were only 3 or 4 gang members, one died in the car. They ran away to a hill. But if we saw like 20 cartel people in a house, and they weren't even in the final battle, it would have been cool to have a bigger swarm of people, even if it's unrealistic. I don't really give a fuck. I like John Wick, and that's unrealistic to shit. But that would have been cool to see a bigger final battle instead of just 4 people. Anyway, He shoots the guy driving the car. It was pretty cool. He shoots the wheel. The car flips. It looked visually cool. And then last three were injured walking out of the car. Then they run to this barnyard or whatever it is to get a better vantage point or to hide. But it would have been smarter if he just sniped them off at that point. But whatever. Chose what he wanted to do. Runs off. They kill one person. And the final battle with the guy that killed his brother and his brother he killed, the main cartel guy, wasn't realistic, because this guy's fucking jacked, young, youthful, strong, and they're getting in a fist fight, and Liam somehow is beating him. I don't know how he can overpower him. He's an old cripple. He's thin as a stick. But you know, it's a movie, whatever. But what really triggered me was when Jim got stabbed. He got stabbed here like 10 fucking times. The movie seems to forget about it for 20 minutes. It doesn't pay any note to it at all. It doesn't give it any attention. He just carries on like he's fucking made of brick or iron, whatever's fucking strong, diamond. He's made of fucking diamond. The movie just ignores it. Until the very last 2 minutes of the film where he hops on the bus and he's like, oh, my ribs are bleeding, I'm dying. But it just fucking forgot about it. I was like, what the fuck? He's walking normal, he's breathing normal, he's talking normal, he looks normal. But in the last 2 minutes, he's limping and like, oh, I'm a crippled old man. It just blows my fucking mind. Didn't like it. What else? I didn't like the child actor. He was terrible. His acting was terrible. He had no emotion. His dialogue was trash. His visual reactions to things were terrible. I laughed at every emotional thing he did because it just came across as being forced, and he did like this, which was like it just looked awkward and shit. What I did like, the one thing I liked about the film is kind of the ending scene of the cartel guy shooting himself. That choice, like, yeah, you have a choice now. Do what you want, and he decided to kill himself. But besides that, so he was fucking trash. I'm giving this film a 5 out of 10. It's average. I wouldn't recommend you guys see it. It's not so bad where it's unwatchable. I got through it while checking the time. I wouldn't watch it again. Wouldn't tell my friends to watch it or anyone I know to watch it. I'm not going to tell you guys to watch it. It wasn't good at all. But if it is on TV and there's something else to see, you will be able to turn your mind off and kind of get through it. You won't want to leave the cinema screening itself. So 5 out of 10. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this film in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next motherfucking video.